On today's video, we're talking Filmora 13 and AI masking tools. You're not going to want to miss this one. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up everyone? Aaron here. Thanks for coming by and checking out another video. Now, if you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I would much appreciate that. And if you have any questions on this tutorial or any other questions about Filmora, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll answer those in a video for you. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump on the computer and see how this is done. All right, so here we go. We got Filmora 13 up and running. We're going to click on new project and then give it a second to load your main screen. Mine's taking a little bit longer just because of the fact I got so much other stuff going on and I'm recording. So here we go. We're going to click on this little file here. You can also go into file and import media and then select where you want it from. But for this, we're going to click here and we're going to highlight these three, hit OK. Now I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do some things here with the masking tools and the AI. So the first one's going to be this lady here and nope, come here. Here we go. Bring down one clip and then we're going to bring down a second clip on top of it. And when you're working with clips, if you need to, you can click on the little lock icon there. It locks the track and then you can hide it. So this track here, the top track we're going to work with, we're going to go over to masking tools. We're going to go over to AI mask. Now you can use the smart brush and brush it. You can adjust the size of your brush. You can select character and it's going to highlight the character, or you can select subject, kind of the same thing. We're going to go with subject. Then you can come down here and you can mess with the blur strength, the opacity. But what we want to do is we want to have this mask follow the path of our character. So we're going to hit the track object button right here and let the motion tracking do its thing. And sometimes it works really well. Other times it doesn't. And you kind of have to go back and play with things. But all right, so there's the motion tracking on this. And what we're going to do is bring it back to here. We're going to show bottom track, unlock it, and then we're going to go over to color and we're going to just drop down the saturation so it kind of separates that the main person from the background. And then when you hit play, you'll see that overall it's pretty good. You're going to have to do some feathering and mess around with it in certain spots, especially like right here, but overall for a quick job to get it started, works really well. Now let's take a look at this guy here walking and kind of do the same thing. They have the two clips. We're going to bring our playhead over to the first one here, make sure that's highlighted, go over to the video tab, go under the masking tool, and then this one here, let's try doing the smart brush. So we're just going to brush this guy right here, does its thing. Then we can do our blur strength if we want to. Maybe bring it up to 3. We don't need to extend it at all. And then again, we're going to do the same thing with the path, let it go through. And then we're going to bring our playhead back here, click on the second track, go back over to color, drop down the saturation and make it more of a white and background, maybe bring down some of the brightness and contrast, and then let it play and see how it goes. So this one, see, still doesn't work 100% with the mask on this. So you'd have to go back and adjust it frame by frame. But to get an overall quick mask really well, it works really good. Now, there's some other little tools we can use here that Filmora has given us. So let's go back to our lady here, bring down one track and then the second on top, or first and second. So highlighting the top track, we're going to go back over to video. We're going to go over to AI tools. And here we can come down and do smart cutout. Now you're just going to hit this here as it says, click to start smart cutout, and then it brings us up here. And again, you can adjust your brush size. So let's bring that up a little bit and you can just start brushing the person or whatever it is that you want to basically cut out. And then there you go. It does it. We're going to edge the feather the edges a little bit. And then what we want to do is go over to advanced mode and hit the play button, and it's going to track that for us. It takes a little bit longer, but you'll see the results are a little bit better. Now with this, you'll see right here, the AI is having a hard time separating the coat from the background. It's going to happen. So it really depends on the type of clip that you're using or whatever it is that you're doing within your video. So like right here, there's that big issue. And you'll see that in the next part. So as this goes through, let it finish up here and then it hits save. But again, as the technology gets better and it starts, and they start improving it, this is going to get even more effective in what it's doing. So here we can go down to the bottom track, go over to color, drop down the saturation, maybe the brightness, what have you. And then when we hit play, you can see right here, it's already better, but now we start to see that one little spot where it gets a little Willy Wonka type stuff right there. So again, it's something you'd have to go back and work on. Now let's get rid of these and bring in our buddy here walking and drinking his cup of Joe. As you know, he's got the day off from work. He's just hanging out, having a good time. So we'll bring this playhead into here, make sure that's highlighted, go back over to the AI tool, go to Smart Cut, and we're just going to give him a quick little paint of our paintbrush here. And there you go. He's been highlighted. All right. You can change the overlay color if you want. You can do more with your smart brush, but for right now, we're just going to leave this here. We're going to feather the edges a little bit, maybe a little bit more to make it blend in. Go over to advanced, hit tracking, and this seems to be working pretty good. The feet might give it a little bit of an issue, but again, considering where we've come from with the very first iterations of Filmora, this is amazing. So highlight the bottom track, go back over to color. Let's just say, we can change the temperature, change the tint, make it a little more vibrant, make a little more saturation. Now, when we hit play, this is what it's going to look like. Here he is walking, completely different, much better quality and outcome than with the other one. So again, when you're setting up your shots, keep some of this stuff in mind. Now, if we wanted to go the other way, we could just make this completely, down to nothing here and temperature wise and cold, and bring down the brightness, and then bring our playhead back. And you're going to see that even with this, it really makes him pop, stand out as he's drinking his double latte cappuccino. So that's using some of the AI tools. Yeah. So as creators, this gives you some really great options of doing some different things. And then again, you have the mask AI tool, which makes masking a lot easier. So if I wanted to, do the smart brush on this guy, I can just do the smart brush. It's going to do its thing and make all the little points around it, as opposed to doing the draw where, let's see, I want to do a point there and then a point here and there and there. So instead of doing all that, which is how we used to have to do it, now we can use the AI to cut it out a lot faster, which is nice. Even though sometimes, if you really want the finer details, you're going to want to go in and do it this way. But what's nice is Filmora actually gives you like this magnifying view of where you're clicking on, so you don't have to like put your face 3 inches from the screen anymore to see what you're doing, especially if you're on a laptop like myself. So you can do that also, which is another great way of doing things. And then again, you can adjust your mask however you need to, and then move it frame by frame. So I just wanted to show you a quick down and dirty video on how to use some of these AI tools. So if you are creating stuff, this is a great way of doing it. And I'm just going to show you one more video here. This one here is this lady walking. Now this is a pretty bright shot. There's hair flowing around and everything. So this would be very hard. But again, if we are on our clip that we're going to use, we go over not to audio, we go over to video, we go over to AI tools. We can do Smart Cut. It's going to bring this up, and then again, we can just highlight, who we want. If we want to increase our brush size, we can do that. Now it automatically selected our person. And then if we need to erase, we can do some erasing also. So if you need to erase some spots where it bled over. And then if you want, we can feather the edges. I like to go over to advanced mode, hit play, let this sucker track right through for you. So you can see here where it's going to be a little wonky. And that's just because of the blurred bokeh background. But again, overall for the advanced shot with the hair moving and everything, it does a pretty good job. So we're just going to hit save, and then you can see here there's the mask right there. So it does pretty good. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with how well it works. And then again, if we're going to bring in that other clip, and we want this bottom one here to be brought down a little bit so she stands out, and we hit play, this is what it's going to look like. And that looks pretty darn good for what we're working with. I gotta say, it's going to be a huge time saver. So there you go. All right, so that's how it's done using Filmora 13, and incorporating these AI tools is definitely going to help you when you're editing your videos to shorten the length of time editing, which will allow you to be able to create more stuff. So, if you're going to use this in your next video, let me know how you're going to use it, and then leave a link down below to the video that you're creating using some of these AI tools. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.